So you want to go to a furry convention. I mean, who wouldn't want to be surrounded by giant fluffy animals for an entire weekend? Getting all hot and sweaty, covered in fake fur, the smell of 3-day-old fursuits. Sounds like fun. My first convention was Midwest Fur Fest 2015, but in the months beforehand, I spent a lot of time watching convention videos on YouTube, so I would have an idea of what to expect. With Anthrocon just a few days away, I wanted to share with you guys what I think are some basic important facts to know about furry conventions. The first thing you need to do before going to a convention is register. The basic registration for a furry convention costs between $40 to $60 for the entire weekend. Most conventions also offer cheaper one-day passes or sponsored registrations, which are more expensive but come with benefits such as free merchandise and preferred seating to main events. Registration can usually be done early online for a discounted price or at the door. After registering, you will receive a badge, which is basically your ticket for the convention. These are examples of my past convention badges. The fun part about furry conventions is that they let you choose any name to put on your badge. It doesn't have to be your real name or your persona name. I mean, mine are just my name because I would get all OCD if they were all different, but you can be as creative as you want. In addition to a convention badge, you might also consider getting yourself a character badge. A character badge is basically just a piece of art that helps people identify you or your characters. There are not really any rules about personal badges as long as they're appropriate for the convention. You can commission an artist to draw one for you, or make one yourself. My first character badge was literally just a hand-drawn picture of my persona glued to a piece of construction paper covered in packaging tape. But hey, whatever works. Each convention has its own programming and setup, but there are some staple attractions that are shared by most conventions. The Dealer's Den and the Artist Alley are what I like to think of as furry farmers markets. These are like really big rooms with lots of stands and tables where artists and businesses sell their products. You can get any type of furry merchandise that you want. Clothing, fursuits and accessories, erotic body pillows. I actually haven't got one, but let's pretend. You can also meet some of your favorite artists and even commission them for custom art. Next, we have the Headless Lounge. There are two places where furries are known to break the magic: the Headless Lounge and YouTube. The lounge is a place for fursuiters to have a private space out of the public eye to de-suit, get drinks, and rest. You'll usually find water, fans, and even crafting supplies to repair any damages to your fursuit. However, the Headless Lounge is strictly off limits to non-suitors, except for handlers. Photography is also not allowed in order to respect suitors' privacy. Finally, one of my favorite parts of conventions is the dances. I love watching dancing, and fortunately, there is no shortage of performers in the fandom. The Fursuit Dance Competition and Floor Wars are some of the most popular shows at conventions, and I highly recommend checking them out. Also, if you like moving around yourself, come to the nightly raves. If you're lucky, the DJ might even let you on stage.
DJ Nas Hyena.
Fursuit safety is a top priority at all conventions. I'm not going to go over everything about fursuiting because they have like hour-long panels dedicated to this, but the most important things to know about fursuits is that we have limited visibility and fursuits can get hot. Like, really hot.
DJ Nas Hyena.
If you see a fursuiter passed out or struggling, it's totally okay to ask if they need help. Also, please do not sneak up on fursuiters from behind. We can barely see in front of us as is, and the last thing we need is for someone to grab us from behind like, surprise butt sex! If you want to hug a suitor, just make sure they know. Hugs are like the handshake of the furry fandom. It's perfectly acceptable to hug a complete stranger at conventions. However, some people just don't like to be touched, so if they turn you down, we have to respect that. So that's my little furry convention starter pack for you. If you want to learn more about these topics, look up some panels on YouTube, like Fursuiting 101 or Your First Furry Convention. Most importantly, when you do go to your first convention, make the most of it. You only get your first convention once, so have fun. I'll see you guys at Anthrocon.